Subjects' backgrounds. One, Samuel Adams. Subject 67 was previously a member of the association. Has served for 8 years in Qatar, Dukin 2, and 4 years in USAE Seattle District before becoming a candidate for the head of the association's General Security Force. His elementary family members consist of a wife and 2 children. Samuel has no records of violation during his time on Earth. Due to insubordination of Protocol 328, Adams has volunteered as a subject for the association. Adams' attempt to escape the facility has charged him with a Grade 1 obligation. Subject's justification for his law-shattering action was that he was simply too disturbed to continue his duty. Loose ends. Parents, wife, 1 son, 1 daughter, 2 uncles, 1 aunt, grandmother. 2. David Carter. Subject 71 was previously a member of the association. Has served 10 years in Qatar, Dukin 2, before becoming a candidate for the head of the association's General Security Force. His elementary family members consist of his wife only. David has no records of violation during his time on Earth. Due to insubordination of Protocol 328, Carter has volunteered as a subject for the association. Carter's assistance to Samuel Adams on his attempt to escape the facility has charged him with a Grade 1 obligation. Carter has been announced guilty, which, similar to Adams, faced him with a service or execution opportunity. Loose ends. Wife, parents, 2 cousins, 1 uncle. 3. Anthony Martin. Subject 101 was previously a member of the association. Sergeant Martin has served 7 years in Africa, Kenya 5, before becoming a candidate for the overseer of the association's expedition force. Subject has volunteered for the heart transplant operation. Sergeant has entered the operation with the full knowledge of hearts gathered by the association from past experiences. Subject has no records of violation during his time on Earth, and has been loyal to the association ever since his arrival to Infirst Nantahala. Loose ends. Father, grandmother, 1 aunt, 1 cousin. 4. Elizabeth Jones. Subject 112 was a warehouse worker and an economics student in the university in Philadelphia before her accident. The accident, which resulted in spinal cord amputation, forcing Jones to leave her job and university behind. Subject has no records of violation during her time on Earth. Jones was transferred to Anchor Hospital moments later. Loose ends. Separated parents, grandfather. 5. Thomas Roberts. Researches identifies Subject 128 as an office worker. Subject was a business graduate before doing office work in Boston. Roberts has committed suicide shortly after his divorce. Investigators believe that the cause of the suicide was depression and addiction. Subject was highly on the influence of drugs and alcohol. Before being discovered by the police, Subject's actions caught the suspicion of his neighbors, who informed the police about Robert's situation. Subject was saved after a few hours and was transferred to the Anchor Hospital. Loose ends. Ex-wife, mother. 6. Kara Olston. 7. Olivia Anderson. Subject 209 left her job at a local grocery store before operating as a prostitute in Detroit. Clues point that Anderson has been a victim of rape and assault. The emergency arrived at the scene after receiving a call from a passenger. Subject was also stabbed 3 times and was moved to the hospital to prevent dying of severe bleeding. Anderson was then transferred to Hilton Hospital. Her elementary family member consists of her son she had with her boyfriend. According to the information gathered from people in contact with her, Anderson has donated her son to an orphanage. Her son also appears to be in one of the association's orphanages. A recent document shows that Olivia's son was in fact transferred to Riverford Orphanage and brought to Inverse Nantahala. Loose ends. 8. Lucas Shen. Subject 253 was a National Geography explorer before his presence at the facility. It is reported that Shen was spending his vacation at the Arch Creek Park of Florida while he was brutally attacked by a wild bear. It is also discovered that Shen came to the park by himself with no friends or family members. His relatives remain all citizens of China and have no records of immigrating. Subject possesses no records of violation or crime during his time on Earth. Loose ends. Mother, 1 brother. 9. Cesar Garcia. Subject 413 was an art major, studying at the University of Virginia. Clues depict that Garcia was living with his housemates before his incident. Both of his parents passed away long before his enrollment in the university. He was best described among his friends as genuine, kind-hearted, honest. Garcia's incident includes him on the list of victims of torture. 413 spent 3 days in the area of incident before he was found by the FBI Federal in an abandoned mansion. Garcia was the only survivor among the 5 female and 2 male bodies found at the location. Shockingly, Subject was able to wake up from his 4-month coma in the Virginia Hospital Center and was transferred to Spencer Hospital for further diagnosis. Subject has no records of violation during his time on Earth. Loose ends. 10. Ava Rivera. Subject 426 was the daughter of Luke and Ray Rivera. Ray passed away after giving birth to 426. Ava was raised by her father for 8 years and mentioned support that Luke Rivera did not consider a second wife during this time. It is apparent that Subject was dealing with cancer and depression, which was caused mostly by school bullying. While returning from a trip with her father, Rivera survived an unexpected car accident. Luke Rivera, however, was not as fortunate and died in the accident. Subject appears to have no memory of the accident. Rivera was transferred to Spencer Hospital after regaining her consciousness at the clinic. Loose ends. 1 uncle. 11. Michael Nelson. Subject 441 was a well-known vigilante in Arizona. Nelson was able to quail the law 17 times, while eventually being arrested by the police. On the November of 2000, during one of Nelson's protests, the police were able to intervene and expose Michael. Police were forced to open fire after Nelson's attempt to use his handgun. 441 was sent to Hilton Hospital after witnessing the injuries. Loose ends. 12. Grayson Wright. Subject 925 lived in New York before his surgery. 925 ran away from his orphanage and faced homelessness for the rest of his days on Earth. Wright became a nicotine dependent and conclusion of depression. As a burst of feelings, Wright was determined to cure his coronary artery disease with no exact reason or plan for the future. Subject successfully sold his liver and made enough profit for his treatment. Wright was quickly transferred to Hilton Hospital before his treatment. Loose ends.